Okay, today I'm going to be talking about how to prepare our canvas for our grid drawing, which we'll be using to copy our photographic image over to the canvas. So, to do this, I'm actually going to use a marker to draw my grid lines. I'm using a marker because I'll be able to use a damp paper towel and wipe off most of the grid after I've finished doing the drawing. That's going to help later with our painting. So you can either use a light colored marker, or you can use a color marker that's the same color as the painting you plan to do. So if you plan to use blue for your valued painting, you can use a blue marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my ruler is lined up where the 0 is on the edge of the canvas. Remember, not all rulers are created the same way. If I'm using this ruler, it's not going to be the edge of the ruler, it's going to be that 0 line. So I'm going to line that up with the 0 on the edge, and I will make sure that I've got my ruler straight. I can do that by checking the other edge. I know that this is a 8 by 10 canvas. Most of you will have 8 by 10. Some of you will have 9 by 12, but it's going to be the same process. So if my 0 and my 10 are both lined up, it's got to be straight. And then I am going to mark little dashes every 1 inch all the way across. Six, 7, 8, 9. Now, we know from our math classes that we can't draw straight lines with just one dot. We need at least 2 points, but it's really going to be more accurate if we do 3. So we're going to do 3 sets of dashes. And you'll continue all the way across. You don't need to watch me do that, though. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to do a little bit. Okay, then once you've got your 3 points, you can line up your ruler with all 3, and you can draw your lines. Okay, and I would continue all the way across. Then I'm going to turn my canvas and do the same thing going the other direction. Mark 1, 2, 3, and so on all the way across. Again, I'm making sure I line up the 0. One of the easiest ways to mess this up is to not have this lined up with the edge of the canvas on the 0 line. If you go and line it up like this, with this particular ruler, that's not going to work. So once I have my lines drawn both ways, I should have a perfect 1 inch grid covering the whole canvas. If you are using an 8 by 10 grid and an 8 by 10 photograph, then you can have a 1 inch drawing on both your photograph and your canvas. If you've got different sizes, though, we will need to work out what size grid to put on your photograph. Everyone is going to have a 1 inch grid on their canvas.